For many people, including myself, who are big fans of the horror genre, Outlast 2 is definitely one of the biggest releases of this year. I am very much looking forward to it, and of course the wait is almost over, and as such we have the minimum and recommended specifications for the game on the PC. And as always, let's begin with the minimum, shall we? So, to begin, the required operating system is Windows Vista 64-bit. Yes, I know who still has Vista, but moving on. However, you will need a Intel Core i3 5030 at 2.9 GHz or an AMD Phenom 2 X3 715 at 2.8 GHz, 4 gigs of RAM, and on the graphics card side, it's far from beastly. It should hardly be a shocker given that, A, we're talking about the minimum, and B, this is a indie game still at its core. You will need a GTX 260 or AMD Radeon HD 4870 with 1 gig of video memory. I know. I think I'm clutching my pearls as we speak. It is, of course, a DX10 game. And as for those of you wondering how much damage this is going to do to my hard drive, it's manageable, but still pretty hefty at 30 gigabytes. So, with all that said, let's move on to the real heavyweight, shall we? The recommended specs. Unsurprisingly, the OS has jumped up a bit to Windows 7, and you'll also need an Intel Core i5 760 at 2.8 GHz or an AMD FX 8100 at 2.8, 8GB of RAM, and a GTX 660 or AMD Radeon HD 7850 with a very specific 1.5GB of video memory, and it has taken a jump to DX11. So basically, the long and short of it is, unsurprisingly, this game is very, very manageable. I would say most of you watching this video are probably going to safely crank up this game to 1440p or 4K without too much of trouble or even any real effort from your machine. This is obviously quite light on the old hardware, but that should not really be a surprise to you. But still, thought it was worth mentioning nonetheless. If you are perhaps thinking about getting this game on PC, I think most of you watching this are probably safe to do just that. And feel free to crank up that downsampling as you go, I would say. So, I'm pretty hyped for this game. To be honest, I'm going to have to wait because I'm actually going to be travelling in the next couple of days. So, you will see what that's about in the coming days. But regardless, it'd be nice to come back from my travels to a lovely gift of horror. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.